When we think about what can really damage a relationship, our minds usually jump to the big stuff, right? The huge, dramatic betrayals. But honestly, it's often not that. It's the small things, the little comments, the daily complaints, stuff that can slowly, almost silently, just poison the connection you've worked so hard to build. So today, we're going to dig into what those poisons are and, way more importantly, how to find the antidote.
So just for a second, I want you to really think about this. In the last week, or heck, even the last month, have you felt the sting of one of these small comments? Are these little moments of negativity starting to chip away at what you and your partner have built together? Let's take a closer look at what this relationship poison actually is.
All right, so first things first, what exactly is this poison we're talking about? Because if we're going to find a solution, we absolutely have to understand the problem itself.
The real key word here is accumulation. This isn't about one big explosive fight. Nope. This is about a slow buildup of tiny little hurts. It's like a constant drip, drip, drip of negativity that over time can leave your partner feeling totally unappreciated, maybe even depressed, and just feeling like their whole life is a mess.
Okay, so this poison, it gets delivered through these very specific verbal, well, let's call them arrows. They're these sharp, pointed phrases that, even if you say them without thinking, can do some serious damage.
This is a classic, isn't it? And it's so incredibly damaging because it's an absolute. Just think about it for a minute. Your partner could help you out a dozen times this week, but this one little sentence, you do nothing, it just erases all of that effort. It makes every single positive thing they did completely invisible. So the person on the receiving end of that arrow, they're just left thinking, what's the point of even trying? And that creates this deep sense of hopelessness. I mean, why would you put in all that effort if you know it's never, ever going to be seen or acknowledged? Ouch. I mean, wow, this one goes right for the heart. It's the kind of thing that gets blurted out in a moment of really intense anger, but the words, they don't just vanish when the anger cools down. They stick around, wounding your partner's self-worth and making them question the entire foundation of your life together. And here's another one of those really powerful arrows. It just reduces a partner's entire role to one of servitude. It's a fundamental attack on their purpose within the relationship. It's just a profoundly painful thing to hear. And just imagine being the partner who might be working a full-time job outside the home, and you hear this. It's absolutely devastating. It completely erases all of their other contributions and makes them feel totally devalued. It can lead them to question the entire point of the marriage itself. And believe me, the arrows just keep on coming. Comparing your partner to someone else? That just breeds insecurity. Using money as a weapon? That's all about trying to dominate them. And criticizing their family, dismissing the time you spent together, they're all just different flavors of the exact same poison, and every single one is chipping away at the foundation of your bond.
Now that last point about not going out really highlights a huge shift in priorities that often gets missed. A complaint like, "You never take me out anymore," might be totally overlooking a new reality. See, before you're married, spending a few thousand rupees on a fancy dinner feels super romantic, but after you're married, that exact same money might become an insurance payment to secure your family's future. The way you show care has evolved, but it can so easily be misinterpreted as a lack of care.
So this all leads us to a really critical piece of the puzzle: how we handle anger. Look, disagreements are going to happen. That's just part of being with another human. But it's our response to that anger that decides whether we grow closer or just build a giant wall between us.
This is such a familiar and destructive pattern. The anger hits, then the talking stops, and then the physical stuff starts. Slamming doors, or as the creator of our source material even admits, sometimes breaking things. She says it's a terrible habit she struggled with. See, this pattern isn't about solving a problem. It's about punishing the other person and creating that wall. So here it is. This is the fundamental choice you have to make. Reacting in the heat of the moment, that's all about winning. You might say things you can never, ever take back, all for a little temporary victory. But responding when you're calm, that's about solving. It's about finding a real solution together, which is the only victory that actually matters in a relationship.
So, if that's all the poison, what in the world is the antidote? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in mindset, moving away from blame and turning toward personal responsibility for our own happiness. This right here is the path forward. It means choosing the health of your relationship over your own need to be right. It means waiting for that emotional storm to pass before you try to talk things through. And crucially, it means taking ownership of your own happiness instead of making it your partner's job. Remember, you're a team, and the goal should always be to build each other up, not tear each other down.
So let's end with this. This isn't just about listening to some ideas, it's about taking action. Looking at that list we just went through, what is one small, real thing you can commit to doing today? Because the antidote to 1,000 tiny poisons isn't one giant cure, it's 1,000 small positive actions.